Hey all, this is the Octavian the Militia Captain fight. Octavian is a decently tough fight, which is no surprise. Octavian was one of the Roman emperors, so it makes sense for this fight to be one of the more difficult ones. Octavian has a few attacks. He has a frontal slam, which is a vertical sword strike, a frontal slash, which is a horizontal sword strike. He summons adds. He has a dash and lunge, which he'll perform multiple attacks, and he has his ultimate below 50%, which is quite painful, and we'll get into each of these in more detail. My preferred setup for this fight is the pistol. I can move side to side and still get my E attack off on him. I can roll forward or backward to get out of things and still get an attack off on him. And then I use two defensive spells. I use the Blood Right, and I use the Ward of the Damned. The Ward of the Damned calls adds, which keep him busy, and my dash also calls an add that will start attacking him that will keep him busy. Octavius can be found in the Bastion of the Dudley. I generally walk in as a human, so I can avoid all the guards. There is one patrol of guards that goes through his room, and another thing to note is to fight him at night because it's a pretty open area and the sun will wreck you. So without further ado, we'll get into the fight. I start with my Q on my pistols, as I can unload the entire thing and do a pretty good amount of damage, and then I follow up with my E so that I can use my explosive shot. After that, it's a combination of just avoiding him, using my defensive abilities, and attacking where I can. Here you can see him using his frontal slam. He throws out what looks like a saw. If it hits you, it knocks you into the air, pulls you towards him, and stuns you. This can be quite painful, especially when the adds are there, because they have the fire arrows and can stun you in the fire. So try to avoid it. This is his dash and lunge ability. He glows red to indicate when he's going to start doing it. He attacks you with decent speed and continues to come towards you. This is why I like having two shields. You can try to stay perpendicular, but if you get yourself in a situation, you have multiple defensive abilities to block it. You can see he's now summoned an add. The militia archers are quite painful. They shoot the fire arrows. He can stun you in these fire pools. The suckers hurt, so try to avoid the fire arrows, use your shields, roll out of it with your E. Try to down them as soon as possible, as he will continue to summon more if you don't deal with them quickly. Here you're going to see he begins his ultimate, where he starts to spin quickly. He deals a massive amount of damage and throws out a lot of spinning blades around the room. I just try to continue to move away from him. You can use your E to roll back to get yourself more distance. You have multiple shields, and it's why I use the dash that I do, because if I dash and he follows my direction, I can go back to my original spawn of the dash and get away from him that way. Try to avoid him. When he is done with his ultimate, he's vulnerable for a few seconds. Try to throw an E, and if you're close enough, hit him with the full Q, as you'll be able to do quite a bit of damage. Depending on what team you have, it's a great opportunity to use it, because he's standing still, so make use of that. That sums up how to beat Octavian. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns in the comments section. Let me know if you like the dictation and narration of this more than just leaving the tips on the screen. I hope you enjoy the content, and like and subscribe. Thanks.
Taste of knowledge.